Hey everyone, and welcome to this video. I'm Minxlaura123, and in this video I'm going to be talking about things that I used to be scared of, like terrified of as a kid, and kind of seeing at my age now, 42, 42 years young, if I'm still scared of those things. So yeah, it's been kind of difficult to remember everything, but I've got, quite a good long list of things here that I, scared of, but there's no doubt things that I did forget because as a kid, I was quite a scaredy cat, and as an adult, I'm still quite a scaredy cat. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun and interesting. Let me know in the comment section down below what you were scared of as a kid, and are you still scared of those things now? So I've got my old phone here that I'm going to be using. I've got my notes on here, and also some pictures as we go along. Kind of try and Google pictures of some of the things that I mention. I've just looked at the first one. I'm already like, ooh. So, so the first thing I can remember being terrified of as a kid was a TV show called Wurzel Gummidge. Now, I don't know if that show was all around the world, or maybe just Europe, or maybe it was just popular here in the UK. I don't know. I was a kid. But here in the UK, we loved it. Well, I didn't love it, but most people loved it. It was a very kind of cult classic. People just adored this show. And it was about a scarecrow called Wurzel Gummidge. I think there was he had like a lady friend called Aunt Sally, maybe. But anyway, it's terrifying. It's even now I can't even look at this picture. I'm going to show you the photos. So I've got this on Google. Oh, so am I still scared as an adult? Yes, I damn well am. Look at this. Look at this face. This is Wurzel Gummidge, everybody. Now you might just look at that and think, yeah, it's just an actor dressed up as a scarecrow. It's not too scary. I think that is just, it's terrifying. Oh, I can't. Oh, it's horrible. Scarecrows in general, though, do kind of scare me. I have to say, like in general. I remember watching, was it Jeepers Creepers, and that was pretty freaky as well. Mind you, that Scarecrow and Jeepers Creepers was worse. But anyway, so that's my first one. So the question to that, am I still scared as an adult of Wurzel Gummidge? Yes. Yes, I am. The next one I'm going to look up, see if we can get a photo. Because some of these, you might know of, and some of these you won't. So I thought, if we go on Google as I'm doing this, I can show you the photo. Oh. Okay. This is really weird. So, you might have got the Scarecrow thing a bit. But I don't think you'll get this one. But I was terrified of this. And even now, it makes me really uncomfortable. As a kid, I was scared of a TV show. There were two little puppets called Rosie and Jim. Oh, so I don't know what year this come out in. Maybe 80s, I assume. Must have been 80s, 90s, something like that. Oh god. Right, okay, I'm going to click on the picture. Now, I normally love cute dolls and puppets and things like that, but these two used to terrify me. I think they used to be on a boat or something. Did they sit on a boat? I don't know. But whenever it'd come on, it'd have a certain theme tune, Rosie and Jim, Rosie, and I would just be like, oh my god, turn it over, please, 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 just turn it over. Yeah, I didn't like them. I was terrified of them, and I mean, I'm not terrified of them now, but they do kind of still really creep me out looking at them. So this is a picture of Rosie and Jim. Rosie and Jim, Rosie and Jim. No, sorry, it can't go there. So am I still scared of Rosie and Jim? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Not scared, but creeped out. But as a child, I would literally cry if they come on the television. All right, I'm going to use my phone again to find a picture of these two. Now, I don't know the names of these two, so I'm just going to put in this, and then I'll tell you what it is. Oh, God, there they are. Actually, no, I'm all right with them now. So basically, I was really terrified of, oh, God, the Muppets, right? No, I love the Muppets in general, like Miss Piggy, Kermit, etc. However, the two grumpy old men used to scare me. And I remember I had this, what are they called? Them toys that used to put in front of the viewfinder. Is it viewfinder? I can't remember, a little red thing. And I used to have these disc things, and I'd put them in, and I'd watch all the little Muppets come up, and then these two little old men one picture had come up, and I would just be like, ah, and throw the thing away. And whenever they were on telly or in a film, the Muppets and that, I couldn't look at them. As an adult, I can honestly say I'm not actually scared. I mean, it's a little bit But I'm not scared of them now. They don't do the same to me as Rosie and Jim, which is good. So I don't know what they're called. It just says here Grump. Oh, hold on. Is it Statler and Waldorf? Is that it? Yeah, they used to sit in like the box of the theatre. But they do kind of look. Have a look at these two. Can you see? So they're the two little old men from the Muppets, but I'm not scared of them now. Actually, they actually look quite endearing. They look like friendly old men. They're just a little bit miserable, but hey, so am I. So that's all right. So I'm not as scared of those two, Statler and Waldorf. Yeah, I don't seem to have that same fear. So that's good. That's good. Okay, next on my list, what have we got here? Where's the gummage done? Okay. Okay, so roller coasters and rides that go high up at theme parks. Yeah, I'm still scared of those. I still won't go on those. You know, some people love roller coasters. They love those kind of action-packed, like wild, fast, high, twisty-turvy. They love that. Adrenaline rush. They go, oh, I have such an adrenaline rush. I'm like, no. Just, no. Yeah, I remember going on a roller coaster. We have a little local theme park here in Southend-on-Sea called Adventure Island. When I was a kid, it used to be called Peter Pan's Playground. But anyway, but yeah, my granddad, bless him, he used to take me on the roller coaster, and I think after a couple of times he realised that I just didn't like it, so I never went on there again. And anything high, anything that would go high up, I didn't like. Maybe like I have a phobia now of heights, so maybe it kind of started early. You know, going fast, going high. I don't know. But I remember I always laugh about this when I with my dad and stuff when I talk about this. But when I was a kid, there used to be Adventure Island. There used to be, or Peter Pan's when I was a kid. Sorry, it used to be this ride. I don't know what it was called. I can't remember. But it was these little mini like kids aeroplanes, and they'd go round and round, and they'd have like a little lever in them. And what you'd do, you'd press the lever, and your aeroplane would slowly go up. So as you're going round, you kind of go higher. And I used to hate it. I'd go up a bit and then think, oh God, this is awful, and then just press the lever down. And when I'd come off, like my dad would be like, why didn't you go high? All the other kids, can you imagine though, they're all going high up and round, and I'm the only one going down at the bottom, round and round. And he'd say, why didn't you go round like the other children? And you know, I was quite a devious child, you know. I still am devious, but I was like, oh yeah, there was a problem. It wouldn't work. It was, you know, it wouldn't work. It was faulty kind of thing. Okay. But only that happened every single week. And I was convinced he believed me. But as an adult, he said, well, I knew that there wasn't anything wrong with it because it wouldn't happen every single week. Different aeroplane. Yeah, I just didn't like heights. And I still don't. I can't even look at like tall buildings or anything now. So yeah, maybe it started early. So yes, I am still scared. And I would never go on a roller coaster again. They just... Do you know what? I can't even watch videos of people on roller coasters. Sometimes I've watched people's vlogs and stuff, and they go, oh, I'm just going to go on a roller coaster. And even watching someone else on a roller coaster freaks me out. I'm not even on the roller coaster. I'm sitting in the comfort of my own house, but I still don't like them. The next one is the Hulk. Should we try and get a picture of the Hulk? Yeah, when I was a kid, the reason I was so scared of the Hulk, it's my dad's fault. There's a few things that I'm scared of, and it's my dad's fault, and I am blaming him, and I don't care. He knows I blame him for these things. So yeah, when I was a kid, he would tell me that the Hulk, I don't even know why he told me this, it's terrible. He told me that the Hulk lived up in our loft, and I believed him. As you would, because I was like, you know, I don't know, really young, 6, 7, I don't know. And I used to really think he was up there. So when I'd walk along the corridor, I'd kind of like look up at the loft and be like, oh my God, the Hulk's in there, I better be quiet. It's terrifying. I used to really believe he was in there. So this is the picture, and I also couldn't watch the show. There was actually the TV show. I think the actor that played him was Bill Bixby, if I remember rightly. But there was another guy who actually played him. Oh yeah, Lou Ferrigno. Is it Lou Ferrigno? Igno? I don't know. But the actually old original Hulk, the modern day Hulk, I don't know. To me doesn't look as scary. But this is the Hulk that I used to be scared of. This one here. And it just really freaked me out because he was bright green all over, which was freaky in itself. And just so kind of muscly, and just his clothes were all ripped, and he just looked terrifying. As an adult, I can also say I'm not scared of the Hulk. I can look at this picture, I can look at other hulky things, and I'm not scared. So yeah, that's cool. At least there's one thing I'm not as scared of. But why did my dad say he was in the loft? Like, that's just the weirdest thing ever. Actually, no, it does get weirder, things that my dad has said to me to scare me, so you'll find that out in a bit. Next thing I was scared of as a kid, oh yeah, dogs. I was really terrified of dogs. When I would go in the park with my dad, if I'd see a loose dog running about, I would scream, I would embarrass him. And he's like, don't be silly, Laura, grow up, it's only a dog. I just used to fear that they would come and bite me. I didn't like dogs like jumping out, and because I was so small, I'm still so small. Like I was terrified that these dogs would either jump up at me or bite me or nip me, you know. And to be fair, as much as I love dogs, like I think dogs are so cute. Like I really do love dogs. Um, I'm still a bit scared. It's not scared as such now. I'm wary. You know, I always think, what if they just turn? You know, I don't know. It's like a kind of a fear that I've had so long. I can't just let it go. But like if a dog seems really placid and calm and he's just kind of sitting there a bit sleepy, you know, I'm fine with that. I can stroke him and cuddle him. But if that dog is like nippy and jumpy and barky, I don't know if that's a word, barky, but do you know what I mean? That's when I get freaked out. We have new neighbours next door and they seem really nice and stuff, but they've got this massive dog, and I don't know what it is. It looks like a Doberman or a Rottweiler, I don't know, but it's this big brown dog, and it's like so like the bark is so loud, and they always say to us, "Oh, you know, she wouldn't hurt a fly. She's a lovely dog," and I'm just like, maybe it's true. Maybe she's a lovely dog, but it just the bark. If I hear that really loud, the growling and the barking, I'm just terrified. I can't help it. I think it's so kind of in there from all these years. So yes, I am still frightened of dogs. Okay, the next one is my haunted house. Yes, my house is haunted. I'm not going to go into every, story over the years that we've had. There has been lots of things happen in this house. Things have been seen, things have been heard, things have been moved. It's just weird, spooky stuff. Some of the stuff we managed to catch on camera or audio, like EVPs and stuff, but other stuff you just had to kind of be there at the time. I mean, something happened last night. We had a like a bang on the bin. We've got like a little metal bin in our front room, and it just like banged, like something was banging on it, like knocking on it kind of thing, and no one touched it. That was weird. So there's always something kind of thing. But yeah, as a kid, it was very kind of aware of spirit being here. There's something here. And in actual fact, my actual bedroom, which is still my bedroom, I was terrified of. I used to cry and cry. So much so that my mum and dad, this is so embarrassing. My mum and dad had to put my bed in this bedroom, same with them. I don't know why they split up. Their marriage was a failure, but yeah, I had to sleep in here because I could not sleep in that room. I couldn't even walk past that room. If I walked past it, I couldn't look in that room. I was like, quickly, go to the toilet, go past it, don't look in, make out it's not there. And then weirdly, over the years, I love the room. Obviously, when I got to a certain age, I went back into that room. And now it's like my favourite room in the house. I feel the most comforted in there. I'm happy. All my bits and pieces are in there. So yeah, I love that room now. But when I was a kid, I was always scared of stuff, and I would see stuff, hear stuff. I used to see, this sounds so weird, I used to see hands coming out of my mum's wardrobes. Honestly, in this room, in her room, I'd be laying in bed and she'd have gone to work, and I'd be like laying in the bed, and I would see, it sounds so weird talking about it in public, but anyway, I would see hands coming out of the wardrobe. Yeah, and then I'd run downstairs because while she was at work, my grandparents would look after me, and I'd go, I've just seen hands coming out of the wardrobe. And as they would as a kid, like, okay, all right, Laura, okay. But I swears down to this day, I saw hands coming out of the wardrobe. I used to hear things. Anyway, yeah, so as an adult, I'm still scared of this house being haunted because there is stuff. The ghosts in the house, I don't think are vindictive or cruel. They don't hurt us or anything, but they do make their presence known, and they do like kind of making you feel a bit creeped out. They're mischievous ghosts. So yeah, I'm still scared of the house. Yeah, as a kid, I didn't like loud noises, like loud bangs or like sirens. And yeah, as an adult, I still don't like if I'm walking along the street and randomly out of nowhere, that kind of sound of a siren, like the ambulance or police or whatever, goes past out of nowhere. You're walking along, all quiet, and then really loud. It does freak me out. I'm like, oh, I don't like it. It startles me. Or if someone's like in the house and they drop something in another room and it's really loud, like a loud bang, I'm like, ah. Yeah, I'm not good with kind of like sounds that happen randomly that are really loud. I'm still not good. Next up, insects and spiders. I don't need to show a pic, do I? Should I? Oh, okay. I'm going to try and think of I've always been frightened of insects. I'm trying to think what insect I can look at, see if I can look at, because sometimes people with phobias, you'll find this, that you can't even look at a picture of something that you've got a phobia of. Some people are not that bad, like, you know, if they're scared of spiders or something, and if it's not that bad phobia, they could look at a picture of one, but they couldn't look at one in real life. But some people's phobias are that bad, they can't even bear to look at images of them. But I'm going to look up something which I am terrified of. I don't know how I'm going to cope with this. Oh, God. Okay. Woo. So yeah, ever since I was a kid, I was scared of insects, anything that kind of flies fast at me or flies around. You know, wasps, bees, blue bottle flies, moths, daddy long legs. Oh my God, daddy long legs with their skinny little legs. Ugh. But yeah, I used to be terrified of them, and I would scream, and pretty much now I'm exactly the same. It's probably out of all my phobias, and there's a lot, I would say that's the most embarrassing one. Because if I'm out in public, walking along the street, and I hear that buzz, I can't stand that sound of the buzz. You know, a buzzing fly. I literally, I freak out, and I don't care where I am, who I'm with, or if I'm on my own. I will scream. I will run. I remember a few years ago, this is so embarrassing, but a few years ago, me and Nathan went in the garden. I think we was doing like hanging out the washing or something. I can't remember. Anyway, it was in the garden, and I heard a buzz. And it was, well, it sounded anyway quite close to me. And I just assumed the worst. I heard the buzz. I thought it was a wasp, and ended up not being a wasp. Nathan said it was one of those little, I don't know what they're called, hover flies. Is it? I don't know, anyway, little kind of mini wasp. And I was so terrified. I ran so quick into, like, trying to get back into the house. I fell. I cut all my leg, and my knee was really, really, really badly cut. And I fell on my face. And I was very, very lucky that I didn't like break my teeth or break my jaw. I don't know. I could have cracked my head open on the concrete floor of our garden. I was very lucky. I fell on my chin. Which is the most randomest thing. I don't know how I must have twisted myself onto my knee and then fell onto my chin. And I had this big circle. I don't know if you can see it now. I think it's gone. A little bit. There's a tiny little bit there. But it was really like prominent. You could really, really see this circle. And so much so I used to get comments in my videos saying, "Why have you got a circle on your chin?" I was like, and then I have to explain. But yeah, because we've got outside our back door, we've got our mat, and our mat's got like circles in it, like a rubber mat, and I fell anyway. So I'm just, yeah, I'm an embarrassment. If Nathan's out with me and I see an insect, like in summertime, I go, ah, ah, and he's like, shh, 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 because it is embarrassing, and I know that, but I just can't help it. Like, it terrifies me. Oh, my days. Okay. I'm trying to get a picture. Oh, 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 that's a wasp. That's a wasp right there. No, it can't do it. Oh, get off. Okay. I'd rather the Hulk than the wasp. So yeah, I am still really scared as an adult. Okay, next up, being alone. That sounds really depressing, doesn't it? Being alone. No, like, you know, obviously not when I was really, really young, but when I was like just started high school. This was more kind of teenage actually than child. But yeah, when I was at like 11 or 12 or whatever, come home from school sometimes and I was on my own, and I used to get terrified. I didn't like it. I always used to think the worst would happen. I don't know, everything was in my mind what could happen. I could get, you know, someone could attack me in the house, a ghost would get me, I'd get ill. You know, I don't know, I just used to think anything that, like a fire could take place, all when I was on my own and kind of defenseless and pointless. So I used to be really scared of being alone. And I used to remember my mum saying to me, like, "Oh, I'm going to be home in like an hour." And I would literally just sit there at the curtain, at the window, just like, "Is she back yet? Is she back yet?" Uh, so my mum and dad split up when I was 14. So I don't know. I was always more scared when my mum wasn't. I don't know. When my dad was here, I was all right. But I don't know. I was just scared of being alone in the house for some reason. But now as an adult, I can honestly say I like being on my own in the house. All right. Sometimes I do get a little bit scared of like, yeah, the ghost is like, sometimes I do think, oh God, you know, I hope nothing spooky happens. I'm on my own. But in general, I do like that alone time. I like having the place to myself. I like being able to put my music on loud. I like being able to watch the shows that I like and Nathan hates, you know, like The Only Way's Essex and Made in Chelsea. I like being able to read in complete silence with no television on or whatever. And it's just nice to have some Laura time really on my own. But like, yeah, I'm not scared of being on my own anymore. Next thing, swimming. Yeah, I was really scared of swimming as a kid. I remember I tried to learn how to swim at school. We had like a little swimming pool in the school field. Couldn't do it. I was terrible. They used to give you these floats. You used to hold on to these big white square floats and like hold them on. I couldn't do it. Still couldn't do it. I'd be all right with the float, and then as soon as they take the float away, I'd just be like, but the main thing that made me really terrified of swimming, and once again, I'm going to blame my dad because it is his fault, is very many years ago, we went to a hotel in Bournemouth. And that was when my mum and dad were still together, obviously. And he loves swimming. My dad's a really, really good swimmer, ironically. And he took me in the swimming pool the hotel had, and I was doing all right. He was teaching me to swim, and I was doing okay. I had my little floats, and I had the armbands and things. And I was kind of getting a little bit better. I was like, oh, finally, I'm learning, you know. And then he said, right, okay, get out the shallow end and start going to the deeper end a little bit. And I was like, oh, God, okay. And I remember thinking, oh, I can do this. I can do it. I was getting the flow of it. And sorry, and for some stupid unknown reason, my dad, thanks daddy, decided to say, watch out, there's a shark. Now you're probably thinking, well, as a child I should have known that shark wouldn't be in a swimming pool, but I was a child, okay, I was young. I didn't even put two and two together that you wouldn't find a big old shark in a swimming pool in Bournemouth. And I really believed it. Of course, I panicked. I let go of the floats and things and went under the water. And, you know, if you've ever had an experience of being underwater and not being able to swim, it is very terrifying and like, you know. And I never swam again after that. I never got in a swimming pool. I just couldn't bear it. So thanks, Dad. It's your fault. It's your fault, Daddy. Okay, and so yeah, as an adult, I'm still scared of swimming. I couldn't learn to swim now if I wanted to. I'm just too terrified. Plus, I don't really want to stand in front of people in a swimsuit. It's like, no. All right, next we've only got a few left. It's okay. Riding a bike. Yeah, I was really scared of riding a bike. Not as in I had a phobia of bikes or anything, but it was in a way of like I was scared of falling off the bike and like really hurting myself kind of thing. And I'd see all my friends having bikes and they'd, you know, have all their little flash bikes and I'd be like, I want a bike. So my mum and dad got me a bike with stabilizers on and I was okay with that. They used to take me around South Church Park, which is a beautiful park. And I used to ride up my bike with the stabilizers on and I was like, oh, this is, you know, this is okay actually. I'm not so terrified. I feel quite safe. Then it got to a point where they was like, okay, you're old enough now, the stabilizers are coming off. And I was like, okay, cool, because I can ride a bike. As soon as them bloody things come off, I was like, ugh, you know, it was awful. I didn't hurt myself, but it was enough to bring that fear back and think, see, I was right. You can fall off a bike. You can hurt yourself. And instead of keeping trying without the stabilizers, I just literally give up. And I remember my mum and dad being really angry with me because they'd paid, you know, back in the day, quite a bit for this bike. I just wouldn't use it. They'd be like, oh, come on, let's go to South Church Park or let's go to Priory Park and take you on your bike. And I'd be like, So I'm still terrified of riding. Actually, I'm more terrified now as an adult of riding a bike. I just think, I don't know how people keep that kind of stable kind of, how do they not fall off? Like, how do you even get it? How do you get on a bike and it not fall over? Like, I don't get it. It's just terrifying. It's embarrassing. But yeah, I'm still scared. The next one is the dark. So I had a little disagreement with Nathan this morning. Sorry, it's not like a big fight or row or anything. It's just like a disagreement. Because I said, I'm not, you know, because I told him about this video, what I'm doing. And I said, I'm not scared of the dark. When I was a kid, I was terrified of the dark. Had to have a night lamp. I had my little glowworm in the bed. I had my little teddy nightlight, Joe. That's what I called him. I couldn't sleep unless I had a light in some way that would light up, curtains wide open and stuff. And I said to him, well, at least I'm not afraid of the dark anymore. You know, that's another thing that I'm all right about now. And he's like, yes, you are. I'm like, no, I'm not. But after a bit of thinking, I have to be honest. I hate saying this, but Nathan is right. I am still scared of the dark. Not as bad-ish, but no, I do, like, especially if we've watched like paranormal shows that day or that night, I get into bed and my mind starts thinking about all this stuff and creeping me out. And so, yeah, I will open the curtains so it's not pitch black in the room. And yeah, I have been known to kind of sleep with the torch on a little bit sometimes. So yeah, I don't know. So maybe I'm still scared of the dark. Yeah. Okay, next up. This is quite funny. actually. Let's get a picture of him. I'm not scared of him now. I know I'm not because I love him. But at the time when I was a child, I was really scared of this fella. Another green person, Hulk in this one. So it's Slimer from from Ghostbusters. Sorry, I'm coughing. I've got a bit of a cold. Yeah, he's really cute. I love him now. So when I was a kid, I used to love Ghostbusters films. I love it. I was actually wearing I don't know where it is. I must have took it off in the bedroom. I was actually wearing a Ghostbusters t-shirt today, actually, when I went out. But I used to love Ghostbusters films, but I was terrified whenever Slimer come on the screen. He would terrify me. Even in the cartoon. You remember Ghostbusters, the cartoon? I was terrified of him then, which is really sad. But yeah, here he is. This is Slimer from Ghostbusters. I mean, looking at him now, he's just adorable. I love him. He's so funny, like, and cute. Look at him. Oh, I love him. So yeah, I'm not scared of slime. I'm happy that I'm not scared at all of Slimer now. That's good. Next one, zombie films. I'm going to blame my dad again. My dad, it's his fault for a lot of this stuff, right? So the next one, yeah, zombie films, anything zombie related, zombie imagery. I remember being a kid and I stupidly walked down to get a drink really late at night and found my dad watching. Sorry, it's nothing dodgy. He was watching a film called Return of the Living Dead or something, or Night of the Living Dead. I don't know. It was a zombie movie. And I remember coming down and just looking at the television like you would, like, oh, what's on? And I was like, oh, and there's all these like, oh, zombies on the screen coming out. I just remember seeing like them walking along like really slow and like that. And then they're like hands coming out of the grave. And I was just like, oh my God, I ran up the stairs crying. It was my own fault. Like, he was watching it when I wasn't there, sort of thing. I just couldn't look at anything. As I got older as well, I couldn't look at anything with zombies on. I don't like anything zombie. And I remember everyone was raving about The Walking Dead when it started, because that was obviously a zombie show. My friend Lisa watches it. She loves it. And there's other people I know that have loved it over the years. But I literally, I cannot look at it. I don't like looking at adverts. They used to have adverts for The Walking Dead come on all the time. Couldn't look at them, or they were like zombie films advertised on telly. Couldn't look at it. Even at Halloween, when you go like into shops looking for decorations and stuff, I love Halloween, but as soon as I see a zombie kind of decoration, I'm like, no. So as an adult, I'm still not as bad as a kid, obviously, but there's still a fear. There's still a fear of zombies for me. I got two more left. The first one is peas. If you're a regular viewer, you'll know I did a video with this years ago with Nathan. If you look it up, Minx Laura 123, I don't know, peas phobia or something. I've always had a phobia of peas since I was very young. It sounds so, honestly, these things are so different and random. And that's why I thought this video would be interesting and funny. But yeah, I was always scared of peas. It sounds so silly. Yeah, another thing that was green. Maybe it's just the colour green, actually. But I just don't like the look of them, the smell of them, the taste of them. I can't bear them. But I think the phobia of peas started when I was at school, at junior school, because our teachers used to make us eat, you know, all our veg, which I love vegetables. I'm quite good with my veg-ish. But they used to make me eat peas and I didn't like them. And I'd come home and cry and I'd say to Mum, you know, they make me eat peas. I don't like peas. And she just said to me, well, if you don't like them, tell them you're not eating them. So eventually I would be, you know, a bit of a naughty little kid and just sit in the dinner hall, and teacher would come up to me and I'd have this plate and I'd leave my peas and they'd be like, Laura, why have you not eaten your peas? I was like, my mum said I don't have to. I don't like them. And that's basically how it ended. I never ate peas again. So I don't know if it's a kind of school thing and it stayed in my mind. I don't know. I can't look at them. I can't think of them. They make me sick. Yeah, and we did a video years ago where Nathan had different types of peas and I had to see if I could look at them, and I just freaked out. It's a really funny video. And the last thing I'm scared of, and yes, I'm still scared of, oh, by the way, yeah, I'm still scared of peas. Thunder and lightning. Now, I think this is a kind of normal-ish one. Yeah, I just... Whenever I say thunder and lightning, I always think of the scene from Ted. You know, the film Ted with the teddy bear and Mark Wahlberg and stuff. Yeah, I won't say it because obviously it's got a swear word in it, but it's a very funny scene. And when I was a kid, yeah, I was really, really scared of the sound. I used to think that the world was just kind of breaking. And now I'm still terrified. Whenever there's a thunderstorm, and it's super loud and it gets close and I just cuddle up to Nathan. I'm like, oh, I don't like it. It's really embarrassing, but it's true. So yeah, I don't like thunder. I don't like lightning. I don't like the way it lights up the sky. But the main thing, I mean, I don't like lightning, but I'm more scared of the thunder. But I think that goes back to the fear of noise, loud noises. I don't know. But yeah, I'm still scared. So there we go. They are all of the things. Well, not all the things I can remember anyway. But I'm sure there was plenty other things that I was scared of as a kid. I mean, I'm trying to think now, but I can't. But there were so many things. It's hard to remember everything. I asked my mum, I was like, do you remember anything that I was scared of as a kid? And she kind of said the same things that were already on my list, some of them. I tried to ring my dad, but he didn't answer the phone, so I was going to ask him. But yeah, he always takes the mick out of me, even now. Oh, you're always scared of everything, and you wimp. Maybe I am a little bit of a wimp and a scaredy cat. I can't help it, though. Ironically, some of the things I'm scared of now, I wasn't as a kid. Like, for example, the dentist. Just saying the word makes me anxious. I have such a terrible phobia of a dental phobia of the dentist. I literally shake when I'm in there. I shake, I cry, I get hot, I can't breathe properly, I get panic attacks. It's awful. But yet when I was a kid, I loved going to the dentist. I was never frightened. I used to look forward to it. I used to get a little sticker. They'd give you a little sugar-free lolly, which I always found really weird that you would go into a dentist and they're giving you a lollipop, but obviously it was sugar-free. But yeah, I had a lovely dentist, Miss McStay, I think her name was, and she was so sweet. It's a little Scottish lady. And she'd go, hello, Laura. And I'd be like, hello. It never scared me. As an adult, terrified. So it is, I do find it interesting. I know this video has been quite funny. Well, I hope it has. I found it funny and interesting. But I do really find it kind of emotionally interesting as well. That, certain things you can be scared of as a child and they're still there. Those phobias are still kind of in here. But other things you don't have as a child, but you do have now. For another one, I'm terrified of lifts. I will not go in a lift. I'm claustrophobic. I won't go in a lift, but as a kid, didn't bother me. I used to go in lifts all the time, We used to go to shopping centres. There'd be lifts. I'd get in them with my mum and dad. It didn't bother me. So some things you get from childhood that stem from that, and some things are adult kind of fears. I hope some of these phobias I'll get over. The ones that I've still got, that I've had all these years. I'm 42. All right, I'm getting older and older, and I'm still scared of these blooming things that I was scared of then. But the good thing is I'm not scared of the old men from the Muppets. So that's good. That's a positive. I can look at the Hulk and be like, yeah, it's all right. I love Slimer, so it's not all bad. But I'm still terrified of wasps. Anyway, thank you for watching. And please leave me a comment. Tell me about, what you were scared of as a kid, and if you're still scared of them, or any phobias you've got now that you didn't have. I said before about insects and spiders. I didn't really hit on the spider thing because when I was a kid, I was terrified of spiders. If there was one in the room on the ceiling, I would just cry and scream and run out, and my dad would have to get it. But actually, as an adult, now, I'm actually not as scared of spiders. We've got one that kind of lives here for the last couple of years, that lives on the ceiling, and as long as I can see a spider, if I know where they are, right, I can see them and they're not on me, I'm all right with them now, whereas I wouldn't have been able to do that years ago. However, if I was sitting there and say a spider just started crawling up my leg, I would freak out. So it's kind of improved a bit, but not fully. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up, leave a comment, share, subscribe, smash the bell, all that jazz. And yeah, come and follow me on social media at MinxLaura123 on Twitter, Instagram MinxLaura123, and I hate saying it because I used to hate it, but now I love it, TikTok at MinxLaura123, ASMR on TikTok. So come and follow me on there. And don't forget also the other channel, MinxLaura123 ASMR. On that channel, I do videos to help people, as I say, who have got anxiety, insomnia, relaxation videos, videos for sleep, calming you down. So yeah, hope you want to check out that channel as well. All right, everyone, thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves, and hope those phobias of yours aren't too bad. Right, I'm going to go and watch the episode of the Hulk.